Just some volume. So test, 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 test. Testing. Testing. The volume works. Put it on wide. Excuse me. Okay, so hello everybody. We're back with some Genshin Impact. Community quests and maybe do some hangout quests. So get into it. These are the these aren't hangout quests. I only do. Looking for someone. Quest. Let's do. I'll hate them. First we gotta do this. Which means in here. Hold on. And we're this way. Yeah, so the entrance should be down here. Right below us. See if we can do this. And try it with our party the way it is first. So up there. Yeah, I'll get out of there. Okay, so there we go. We're out of water. Our party set up. Can't send them. But you. Send him yet. Nope. Let's just try it. May not work out.
Useless. Cool it. Live.
There we go. Beat this.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really
That's
put
the
a lot of
elevator.
stuff for this place. I'll protect us. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll
This
find
water.
a mechanism that'll show us the way up.
That's water. It's underwater. Oh. What I'm gonna do with this, I think. This. What I'm gonna do with this crack. So what we here. Platform. Back down there. Something I'm missing. This. Let's do something with this wall. There we go. Go upwards. Was this a blender?
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top.
We could swim.
But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Over here. Excuse me. More enemy.
Useless.
Hey, what am I getting?
Boring. Dodge this. Don't get frostbite.
What's shocking me? Must be these things. A burst.
Boring. Disappear.
Stop freezing me. Or these. Albedo.
Witness my great undertaking. Come into being.
We're up here, let's heal.
Let's dance.
Burst forth.
We got the treasure.
Let the
Heal
show
him back to
begin.
full health. The room's filling up. New door opened.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
We cannot heal underwater, so. Pardon me. Now we can heal. So we need to.
I'll protect us.
New mecha is up there. Leader deactivated. Believe it or not. Albedo. Got a shield on him. Stop it. He tracks you.
Let the is everyone
That's one.
singing?
This moment will be frozen in time.
We got shields, so this is good. This might revive. Please revive him.
Dodge this. Don't push your luck. Come into being. Feel this ancient power.
Chikaya. One down. Gotta spawn more enemies.
Don't push your luck. Dodge this.
I need to. What do I need? Mouse.
Time to fight back.
Okay, so we need. Killing him off food.
Freeze. Oh, so sorry.
Can you get rid of these? Be careful.
Useless.
Be really careful here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait the cooldown. Excuse me. I'm gonna wait the cooldown. Seconds. Five seconds. Sorry if I'm making dizzy. Okay. 14 seconds. 2. Got Barbara back. Now we can heal. For a long cooldown. Oh, onwards.
Let's dance.
What just happened?
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
Being charged by Navi as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
So it's him now. And some.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
Related to his and Jock's case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to
Oh,
kill
boy.
him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
He planned this well in advance.
They're all just so
Right back.
evil.
Back. Let's continue. Okay, I'm really back, so let's continue. At the investigation report. So anything else in mind? And over here.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
There's a name too.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
They probably belong to the victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Coming over on the desk.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Oh boy. Calm down.
Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How could someone write something that terrible in such a... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Older researcher.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Like, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Their name here. Bachier.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
No. He is a researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Yes, he signed off on the experiment reports.
So that's it! Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
Must be more to this than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Got that evidence. Bottles.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There are so many.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, that definitely proves that this is where he produced synth.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Pool.
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
That must be water from the primordial sea.
That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
The pool.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
Who really is this Vachier?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Let's look again.
Paimon will...
Find clue. Tells us who Vachier is. Nothing. Any. Excuse me. Looking. Blazing.
You
Can't
take
speak.
that side, and Paimon will take this side. Check.
Let's look at the stuff.
Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
I found it.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
Diary.
Lumiere. Isn't that Vachier's lover's name? Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story.
Take a look at this page.
So many. A whole page's worth. But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel.
Marcel.
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old.
I figured it out.
Hey!
Leave. Back to the opera.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
True.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Like she loosened up on us. Say you never heard of Vachier? Notebook.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established. This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. Although you only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial
Oh boy.
sea streaking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see?
He's going
I can't
insane.
go, I can't follow.
Going insane.
If I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards,
True.
please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me. I still need to see.
Oh boy.
Vignier. I promise. We made a promise. Vignier. Vignier. Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that,
I don't even know
I'm
what.
actually feeling pretty good.
Sorry, skipping them.
Please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Vache away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people, and now he's finally getting what he deserves! Huh? Are you okay?
Avia.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece
Hello,
of work?
child.
The villain has been caught, justice is
The
served,
Tartaglia.
past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This is...
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need...
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charge. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, guilty.
Hey, what?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice...
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the
Explains a
Oratrice
lot.
might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges
True.
on the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty
Well,
of,
he has
it didn't
been
affect the verdict in this case, right?
declared guilty by the Oratrice. What's going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilt. Guards, please take the suspect.
Oh boy.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Now you're guilty. Oh, mother of... Oh boy.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Let's ask the Archon.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
Sure.
I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Alright.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken?
Pardon me, get a drink.
Or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that
Oh,
just
boy.
took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable! All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
True.
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Need to pull the rug out from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of
True.
bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Off her house.
Ready, steady, go!
He's first evil at watching it.
I'll protect us.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Ah!
What do you want?
What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait. I just want to ask the traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
It. Her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her?
Well,
How could that be? How did you manage to do it?
was around the Fountain of Lucine.
Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just...
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile?
Paimon agrees.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course!
Humans, will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well.
Your Honor.
I will go with him. You do...
In that case...
Thank you, Your Honor.
What? Do this quest. So get over with.
Those memories.
What is he?
The damn...
We already have him.
Then like... A hand on me.
Let the show begin.
Teleport over to this quest.
Charlotte? What could she want with Lapine Pauline?
Pretty please with the cherry on top, Charlotte. Journalist extraordinaire. Please tell me you're joking. I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. It's true, isn't it? It has to be. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology and even taken out a sizable bank loan. I'm begging you like the beggiest beggar in all of...
Oh boy.
Okay. I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine Pauline.
True.
I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hopes for those, big-ticket orders. But I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to us by an anonymous amateur author.
Author.
Oh, Paimon. Sounds like the report Lapine Pauline read in the Steambird wasn't in the news section after all.
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. They even went to Maison Gardiennage for advice. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential criminals into wearing ridiculous costumes when breaking the law. In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards, so a crude disguise isn't gonna get you far. If anything, it'll just make you stand out all the more. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a specter man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it.
Oh boy.
So Lapine Pauline's whole research project, which means we're not gonna get a big book.
Traveler, Paimon, you're back! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline about her research. She told me about your collaboration. She was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her prototype devices before I could get a word in. I unfortunately had to dash her hopes, and I'm afraid all your hard work was in vain too. She's desperately trying to find a way to rescue the project and get you the Mora you're due. I've tried to let her down gently, but she's finding it all very hard to accept.
This is a new situation for us too.
Right.
It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting.
Is this a
and
big...
Maison Gardiennage only had Fontaine's best interest in mind.
This a victim of misunderstanding.
Miss Lapine Pauline, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamex, head to the opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh boy.
I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to keep on living.
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamex armor. In all likelihood, they'd only hold you up at the Maison Gardiennage for a few days before letting you out, and then you'd still have to repay your debts. Actually, instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually invest? How bad can it really be?
270,000 Mora.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Meropide over a sum like that seems like a last resort. Surely there must be other options.
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces, and now I'm just a small-time engineer. I scraped together some savings over the past few years, but I put every last Mora into this project, and now I'm left with nothing. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future.
Be right back when this plays.
Serial technology specialist and my dreams of becoming a billionaire one day. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for you to turn this around. This prototype you've given me, the camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image capture and analysis, yes? The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier, In fact, I'd say it has the potential to revolutionize Fontaine's news media. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed may have many applications that you've never even considered.
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis better than me. So keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up interest in your product.
I can't believe it! If this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. My big-ticket orders and billionaire aspirations are still in the cards. Oh, maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly improve the lens production process, be the first to market, and prepare to battle for dominance in the camera industry.
Come on, stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting all your eggs in one basket before things are even off the ground.
Hey, I'm back. Clearly, slow and steady wins the race.
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just ran off. Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work and forget about everyone around you. A lot of journalists are the same way when they're first starting out. But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this, and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to stop her from going down any rabbit holes, and make sure mass production of her lens can begin as soon as possible.
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Go, Charlotte.
Actually, you know what? Why don't you two take this prototype? It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology.
Thanks a lot, Shark. No bonus, no biggie.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The beginnings of the boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
And you bring Marcel to the Fun Plaza. It's back to the Honolulu scene.
I'll protect us.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
I wonder where humans come from.
Let the show begin.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Drink water from the primordial sea.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache.
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, what?
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be
Oh
better
boy.
off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you,
Oh boy.
I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices.
Oh boy.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly nurse. The only thing you are not is From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
I didn't meet Vignier back then either. Let's want me to.
Yeah.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore.
Oh boy.
But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
So that happened.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Things are killing me.
Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia.
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool.
Things turned out as
I to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
things turned out as well as they should have.
By the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vaché's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Two.
We wanna go too!
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a
And in that case, everyone, let's...
Yeah, you're right. This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait.
Sorry.
Figure. It can't be.
Wrong.
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Nervalette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say?
So Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can... Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before.
You're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave. Because seriously.
Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so...
What?
Come on, we can do it. Let's dance.
We'll talk to him.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see, I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
About water.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to...
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, monsieur.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you...
Prophecy.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good? Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Lenny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is...
Is there anything else you'd like?
Child.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's chorus stood...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just... Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and... While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of... If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera epiclet. Is there anything else?
Question.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answer. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Lead this quest.
You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the court of Fontaine and have a rest? Navia said something about having a place ready for us there, didn't she?
Do this.
the serial disappearances case has been solved, no one's going to come after us for anything. Why don't we stay and rest up here for a while? Even machines in Fontaine need to stop and recharge.
We can pick somewhere with a decent view.
Oh, come on. This place isn't that
Prove.
bad. Remember that detective story Paimon read before? Well, the author is about to release a new book, so Paimon wanted to buy it as soon as it came out and have a quiet place to read.
Fair enough.
Paimon didn't expect that style at all. Even though it's a detective novel.
Just finished it.
No! Paimon just spends a bit more time sleeping.
Excuse me, but do you know if the Traveler and Paimon are lodging here?
Huh?
Yes.
Who are you? Paimon doesn't recall seeing you before.
A blonde traveler and a chatty little fairy. Looks like I found the
Chatty
place.
little fairy.
Good thing I asked the Spina di Rosula. Seems they sent me the right way.
Hey, what do you mean by chatty? Paimon's always careful not to talk.
It's an honor to meet you both. I was sent from the Palais Mermonia. Monsieur Nourilette wishes to see you. It seems he has something in...
Nourilette? He wants to see us again already?
I am not privy to the details. It would be best if you came to the Palais Mermonia and asked...
If you say...
Now that I've delivered the message...
Thanks! We haven't left the room for a few days, so...
About to know what?
We're here! Did you want to see us about something? Huh? Why were you just...
Yes, I did send someone to fetch you. But as for what I'd like to discuss next, well, I still have some reservations.
Given that we've already made the trip here, you should just tell us.
I do indeed have something I'd like to ask you to do. However, you should wait until after I tell you the details, then decide for yourselves whether you'd like to help or not. The situation is this. If I'm understanding you correctly, the Snezhnayan harbinger known as the Knave has essentially requested a diplomatic meeting with you, correct? I heard that she was originally from Fontaine, but for her to suddenly arrive here and abruptly request such a meeting like this, I sincerely advise you to refuse her invitation outright. I'm sure you're aware that her purpose is most likely related to Child's recent predicament. We convicted one of the Snezhnayan harbingers in a court of law, but we have yet to provide any form of detailed report on the matter. This does indeed provide an opportunity for Snezhnaya to put pressure on us. I believe we should adopt an evasive stance until we can provide a proper explanation and have a
No, we shouldn't.
Oh
I
boy.
think we should agree to the meeting.
Thank you, Farina.
Oh?
Well, you see, we are the ones that owe an explanation. If we keep putting off the meeting, it could easily result in the problem escalating, right? It's like a fight between two friends. If they don't agree to see each other and talk in person, isn't it possible?
Though diplomatic relations between Fontaine and Snezhnaya could be considered as friendly, it is only superficially so. You wouldn't go so far as to say that our nations are friends, as you did in your example.
was just an analogy. An analogy, okay?
Moreover, even if we were to talk in person, if we don't have sufficient information prepared, it is quite possible the result wouldn't be restored relations, but a complete falling out.
I don't think we should overthink those possibilities yet. Even if the logic of the divine is not immediately apparent, its wisdom will only be revealed with time. Besides, you'll be at the meeting. If any
I must clarify that interacting and communicating with people outside of court is not my cup of tea. It seems you think too much of me. But more importantly, when did I agree to join the meeting with you?
You mean you won't come? No, that won't do. I can't go to the meeting alone. You have to accompany me. I must...
Lady Farina, could there be something else regarding this matter that is being kept from me?
No, not at all. Look, I am the
Hey,
High
what is
Paladin
it?
of Fontaine, Focalor, the
Here we
god
go.
of justice, who is loved and adored. So I only hope that justice will be served in this matter. Don't overthink it.
Though it could officially be considered a diplomatic conference, I prefer to see our meeting today as an ordinary tea party. I assume you see it the same way, Miss Farina?
Or Chino.
Lady Farina?
Yes, that's right. Just like you said, a tea party. I should thank you for providing to make this tea party even more lively.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Monsieur Neuvillette. I was born in Fontaine, so naturally, there's no need to introduce the nation's revered Eudex to me.
Hello. The pleasure is also mine.
First, I would like to thank the two of you.
Oh
I'm
boy.
on my way on business outside of Fontaine, and I'm told that the children of the House of the Hearth have been well taken care of by you. Oh, I'm not referring to when my children, Linny and Lynette, were falsely accused by you. Please don't misunderstand. The children of the House of the Hearth are often misunderstood, perhaps due to the reputation of the Fatui. There's no getting around that. All I meant to say is that Fontaine has been stable in recent years. The people are well off and the children lead happy, fulfilled lives. That is something truly worth cherishing, and no one wishes to disrupt such peace.
Now then, you have come regarding the matter of child, correct?
Well, yes. It appears the ever-busy Eudex Neuvillette doesn't wish to waste time with diplomatic pleasantries. Yes, as you surmised, understanding child's situation is indeed one of the goals of this trip. As we are both diplomats from Snezhnaya as well as Fatui harbingers, Child and I have always been colleagues. Were anything to happen in Fontaine, each of us would serve as the other's attorney to resolve the... So now, in my capacity as his attorney, I request that Child be turned over to Snezhnaya. We have a responsibility to cooperate with Fontaine and resolve what has happened to him together.
The rules governing attorneys only apply before a trial has concluded. Since a verdict has already been rendered, we see the case as settled.
An outright refusal.
Oh.
Very well. I respect all the rules of Fontaine's courts, just as I respect you as Chief Justice. Okay, why don't we back up a step? You don't need to transfer Child to us. I only request to enter the fortress of Meripede to see Child and confirm his condition. It's not like you couldn't even manage to fulfill a simple request like that. Right, Miss Farina?
About that.
The fortress of Meripede has always been completely autonomous. Even we have no authority to interfere there.
Excuse me.
And diplomatic issues do not suffice as an excuse. However, if you absolutely must confirm the situation of the Harbinger, I have a proposal.
So it comes with us.
The knave showed up already? Well, Linny did say she'll be returning soon. We didn't even know that Lenny was from the House of the Hearth at the time. So
Just
we
be
had to
careful.
hide that information.
Yes, thank you for your kind advice. I'm well aware of the situation. I also noticed that Lady Farina acts a little odd and unnatural whenever I bring up matters related to the Knave.
Could the Knave be threatening Lady Farina or something?
If that were the case, then why wouldn't Lady Farina inform me? And what means could the Knave possibly have to twist the arm of an Archon?
So maybe that's not very likely. Even though Farina can act a little weird at times, she's still an Archon.
In reality, this problem is even more thorny than it appears. According to reports from the Fortress of Meripede,
Disappeared.
a child recently disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
Escape.
The details are still unclear. We cannot rule out an escape, but there have also been no reports of him outside of the Fortress of Meripede. Special guards oversee the fortress, and its internal systems are extensive. Combined with the special characteristics of the surrounding terrain, an escape should not be possible. I suspect that there's something else behind Child's disappearance. I was only willing to share this information with you because you are friends of Child, and it is my duty to see this done.
So this is what you wanted to see us
Enough
about
quotes
before.
around that.
Yes. I would like you to go to the Fortress of Meripede and investigate Child's disappearance. This was my proposal during our meeting with the Knave. Rather than allowing her to intervene, I offered to send someone to find out about Child's situation and report back to her in detail. The Knave did not seem satisfied by my proposal, but she still agreed to go along with it for the time being. Her words were, "We will talk more once we have that report."
So that means we bought ourselves some time.
So why do you want us to go?
Firstly, you're already acquainted with Child. Your eyes may discern relevant details there that others would miss. And secondly, is the consideration of the unique nature of the Fortress of Meripede.
Isn't it just Fontaine's prison?
I would not define it so crudely. The Fortress of Meripede is not affiliated with the court system of Fontaine on paper. It has always existed as an autonomous entity. Early in Fontaine's history, criminals were punished with exile, not imprisonment. Even today, sentences against convicted criminals still include exile, just as before. The Fortress of Meripede may seem like a prison, but it should in fact be regarded as a gathering place for exiles. All we do is dispatch guards to keep watch and help maintain security, but we have no right to get involved with any other matters. Although I do have a personal relationship with the administrator there, neither myself nor the courts have the right to be directly involved with the investigation, no matter how serious the grounds.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. That's why you need us to conduct our own investigation as a
Correct. I will arrange false charges against you so that you may secretly investigate
Thank you.
the fortress during your detention. This will save us a lot. So, are you two willing to accept my proposal?
Well, Child is our friend. After all, quote.
No matter how you look at it, it seems we're the best choice. Alright, we hereby...
You two have my sincere thanks. This matter, we will rendezvous at the Fortress of Meripede's entrance on Erinius once you've prepared yourselves. I will
Prepared ourselves?
Perhaps you could enjoy a good meal and have a nice bath. I'm afraid that living conditions inside the fortress are nothing like those on the outside world.
Alright! Even though we'll be there on trumped-up charges, on second thought, is it too late to back out?
Is there the fact we be prisoners? Oh, agreed.
Do not worry. Since you are sacrificing both your time and quality of life for the sake of delivering this report, you will be compensated according to the highest standards permitted to legal staff, regardless of the outcome.
Now that's more like it. Come on, traveler!
Are you leaving now? In that case, please take this cake as a token of my personal gratitude.
Cafe. We go to our new place. Right down there.
Paimon will have that, and that. Oh, and one of those too. No fontaine, thank you.
You finish eating that cake, knew what gave us.
It's pretty good. But as soon as Paimon remembered that we're about to... Now that Paimon thinks about it, we've always been super careful ever since we were... But here we are, about to willingly send ourselves off to... Let's just try our best to investigate everything quickly once we get there.
Oh,
Picture.
is that I hear?
Charlotte.
Is it the taste of a breaking story?
Hey, you can't hear a taste. And what are you doing?
Oh, don't remind me. I invited an eyewitness to a case to eat here, and I was planning to get some great material out of him, but he didn't even show up. Calm down, calm down. This is nothing new. As a journalist, you should be used to this by now. And as long as you can score some juicy tidbits from the traveler, you might still be able to recover the cost of the meal.
You know we can still hear you.
True.
Never mind. It's nothing. I just heard you mention the Fortress of Meripede. You didn't commit a...
No way! We would never! We're just going there to...
Ooh.
Oh no. Paimon almost forgot that Neuvillette told us to keep it a secret.
Spoiling the ending of... Yeah,
Oh, but now that I think about it, I suppose that's not completely unreasonable.
You mean Paimon really did something that serious?
you think of anything.
Well, in that case, it's nothing particularly newsworthy after all. Oh, right. There's still a chance. Since you're going to be at the Fortress of
About that.
Oh, it's nothing difficult. All you have to do is think of a way to get some time face-to-face with... He was awarded the honorary title of Duke in Fontaine. Sounds really cool, huh? Only those who have made significant contributions to the nation have been conferred this title. It's incredibly rare. On top of that, the Fortress of Meripede has never been under the jurisdiction of the courts. Practically nobody, including journalists like me, knows anything about the person in charge there. Oh, if I could write an exclusive article about him, I bet it would sell a boatload of papers.
You make it sound easy, but it really depends.
Of course. I wouldn't ask you to do it for free.
All right, you gotta do...
Then it's settled. The food should be here any second, right?
Oh boy.
Huh? Wait, just how much did you order?
Oh, Paimon's so full. Well, guess we have nothing to regret now, so let's get going.
Gonna do that in our stream. So.
Wait, Paimon just said something really ominous, didn't she?
Thank you guys for watching.